All right, so we're going to continue with what we've already learned. We have two new rules to learn today, zero exponents and negative exponents. Go ahead and take some time and copy this down. Make sure you copy the words, numbers, and algebra section of this. Okay, you'll have more time later. I'll give you the notes. All right, so now we're going to apply those concepts, okay? We're going to start with the first one. Now remember before, when we did these, let me shine some light on here. There we go. When we did these, we said we could do a fraction bar, right? So this is the same as 5 times 5 times 5 over 5 times 5 times 5. Remember that? Okay. So when we did this, we went ahead and we deleted and we crossed this out and we crossed this out. Now the reason why I put that whole line there is because 5 divided by 5 is actually what? What's 5 divided by 5? It's 1, right? So this is telling me 1 times 1 times 1. Correct? Okay, so what is 1 times 1 times 1? What does it equal? A 1. Okay. The second way we did this was we said 5 to the third, and then we subtracted the bottom exponent, minus 3, right? When I subtract 5 to the third minus 3, what do I end up with? 5 to the what? 0. Okay, they're the same answer. 1 and 5 to the 0, they're the same answer. 5 to the 0 is equal to 1. Okay, that's that zero power property. Okay, same thing. Make sense to you so far? Let's try it again. Let's do this one here. So Matthew, I know, likes to do the fraction bar. So we'll start with that one, right? So what's 6 divided by 6? 1. What's 6 divided by 6 again? 1. What's 1 times 1? 1. Let's do it the other way. 6 to the 2, that's my top number. What's my bottom exponent? So I'm going to subtract 2 from that exponent. What does that give me? 6 to the 0. Remember, 6 to the 0 is the same as 1. Any questions, comments, or concerns? No? Go ahead and do the next two on your own. Make sure you have all of these copied down. All right, so hopefully you guys all did the same thing. So this is negative 3 to the 4th. I don't like this method personally, so I don't like to use it. I think it's easier for me to just do the negative 3 to 4 minus 4. Saves a lot of time for me, which is negative 3 to the 0. And I know that negative 3 to the 0 is the same as 1. Okay? And this same thing over here, negative 4 to the 5th. Minus 5 is negative 3 to the 0. I mean 4. So negative 4 to the 0 is the same as 1. Okay? You guys all get those right? Easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? So we're going to go ahead. We're going to add some of what we just learned today to what we've already done. And we're going to go up to this next table here. Okay. All right, just give yourself some room there, Andrew, and I'll give you the notes for later, okay? All right, so here we have 3 to the 0 times 3 to the 4. What do we know about our exponents when we're multiplying the same base? What do we do to them? We add them, right? So I could say 3 to the 0 plus 4, right? Which is what? 3 to the 4th, right? I can also look at this a different way. I'm going to draw a line here. What is 3 to the 0? Based on this information up here, what is 3 to the 0 going to be? 1, right? So I can say 1 times 3 to the 4. And what is that answer going to be either way? 3 to the 4th. Right? Does that make sense? Okay. So you need to make sure you're looking for that exponent to make sure that it's not something that's going to trip you up. So I have 8 to the 2nd plus 0. What's 8 to the 2nd plus 0? 8 to the 2nd, right? Or I could say 8 to the 2nd times 1, and it's still 8 to the 2nd. right? Okay, go ahead and make sure you have these written down and do the next two on your own. All right, so if we did this right, okay, pick away. I don't know, it doesn't matter. So I have negative 2 to the 3 plus 0, which gives me negative 2 to the 3. So my answer is negative 2 to the 3, right? Yep. On this one here, I have this crazy fraction. I can do this. Look, bam, that's a 1. So I can just say 1 times negative 1 over 3 to the 5th is negative 1 over 3 to the 5th. Okay? 2 ways to cook an egg. You pick whichever way is best for you. Whatever works for the way your brain works, right? Everybody's brain works differently. Some of our brains work better than others. My brain sometimes is on pause. It happens. All right, let's learn the third. What did you say, Miss G? Yours is always on pause? Here's another way. Let's see if I can zoom in and make this a tad bigger. Okay, now we're going to apply the second rule. What is that exponent? It's a negative 3. So if you remember when we talked about this, or when you wrote it down, we said that negative exponents have to be written down as a fraction. So this becomes negative, or 1 over 5 to the 3rd. Okay? Because that negative can't stay negative, I move it to the bottom of my fraction, and I call it a positive. Okay? So I'm still going to multiply by 5 to the 3rd, right? So this is still 5 to the 3rd. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put it over a fraction. Bless you. Okay? So listen. What can I do to these numbers here? I can cross cancel them, right? They become nothing, right? They kind of eliminate, right? So if I did that like that, what I end up with is 5 to the 3rd over 5 to the 3rd, correct? But now I have a fraction with exponents, right? So I'm going to use my old school, my way of doing it, and say 5 to the 3rd minus 3 is the same as 5 to the what? What's 3 minus 3? Okay, so 5 to the 0 is the same as 1. Okay, so same thing over here. I have 6 squared times 6 to the negative 2. So I can write this up as 6 squared, right? Over, this moves down, right? So let's go underneath. So I end up with 6 squared minus 2, right? Which is the same as 6 to the 0. And we know that 6 to the 0 is the same as 1. Yes? Okay, copy these down and do the next two on your own. Okay, so if we're doing this, again, I've got a negative exponent. It's the same exponent as that, so that tells me I'm going to have negative 3 to the 4th over negative 3 to the 4th, right? Which becomes negative 3 to the 4 minus 4, right? Which is negative 3 to the 0, or the same as 1. Right? This is super easy, right? You guys got this? Again, negative 4 to the 5th over negative 4 to the 5th becomes negative 4 to the 5 minus 5, which is negative 4 to the 0, which is the same as 1. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? Yes. I'm going to have you guys do a couple. Do you guys need to copy this down? You got it. You should have it already. All right. I'm going to have you guys do a couple on your own. Like 9 of them. It's good practice for your homework. Once you're done with the on your own ones, I'll give you guys the homework. Well, that's because I care about you more.
That's because math in high school is going to be way harder than English in high school.
All right, guys. 1 through 9 on your own, and then Mr. G will give you your homework once he sees that you've done 1 through 9.
Wow.